Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time, welcome to the channel. I am Mad Capper, and this is another video for Raid Shadow Legends. And we're going to talk about Dragon as part of my Dragon series. As promised, I did the Dragon 19 runs, and I'm going to show you the data in a minute here, but first I wanted to do a little fronting for Whisper. She is the future reward for the Twitch Prime. However, I pulled not one, I pulled two of her, and I'm excited because I'll get a good chance to preview her. As you can see, I've already got her up to 6-star. I gotta wait till the Void thing opens. I thought I had enough Void shards, superior shards to 6-star master anyone I pulled. I clearly can't do my math because I am 4 shy for her. And if I would have pulled a Lego, which I didn't, if I would have pulled a Lego, I would have been even shorter. But as soon as I get her together, I will probably do a review of her. I won't do a guide because that's not my thing. That's not how I do it. If you like good guides, check out some of the other great content creators on YouTube. But for me, I will do a review of her, play her in some dungeons and see what she does and let you guys know how I feel. But today we're going to talk about the Dragon 19. Now, we did Dragon 20. There'll be a link in the description below. It'll also be part of the playlist, so if you subscribe, you can take a look at the first playlist I have actually put together, and that'll be for the Dragon Dungeon series. So what I've got for you today, we're going to first go in and I'm going to show you what I used in the dungeons. Now, I did do a couple of different runs, and I might have some footage kicking around that I might try to splice into this. I don't know, but what I did originally try to just run this with what kind of 5-man team you can put together. So I tried to do only one legendary. This is a 1 legendary run. It is Arbiter, which is a Void legendary. But honestly, there are different ways you could run this because it's Lightning Affinity, or sorry, Spirit Affinity. There are other champions you could use in this. I did do a couple runs using Talia. She worked quite fine. Allure is a little less useful in this because obviously the dragon is immune to turn meter manipulation. But you could use, if you're having problems surviving, you could go easily put in some of the things. I could put Molly in, who's a fusible legendary. But I wanted to get these runs done as quickly as possible so I can get the data to you. So this is actually not the team I put in. This is the team I put in. Husk is my Dragon 20. Do not sleep on Husk, as I've said in a previous video. But I put in Biggin to clear those trash waves a little bit quicker. We're going to run that as we talk a little bit about the data. Now, if you have not seen them, you should watch my Dragon 20, Spider 20, because that is the kind of the leap pad, the jumping point for this series is that one, because you'll be able to take a look at what I was able to do in the Dragon 20 runs. However, just for posterity's sake and to say we did, I'm going to bring up that spreadsheet. So this is the Dragon 20 spreadsheet right here, and this is the data that I got from running Dragon 20. Now it says 100 runs. I actually do a lot more runs. I did a couple different sessions on the Dragon 20 to be able to get more data. More data means more normalized. Each of the graphs will be a little bit more accurate to the actual percentages that are in the game. They do not post them anywhere in Plarium, so this is all just a matter of what we've seen as far as our runs. Now, I will also link in the description down below this spreadsheet as well as the Dragon 19 spreadsheet. If you open up the spreadsheet, I can't show the whole thing on here because I am an idiot when it comes to capturing and recording this sort of stuff. But you will see that there's a 3-run disparity between the totals of Legendary Epic Rare versus the actual number of drops. What happened was, in the middle of selling, it dropped out on me. It was a glitch inside the game, so there's a 3 disparity where I wasn't able to figure out which 3 I had and where I had sold. But this still gives you the data pretty good and accurate at 223 runs here. Average 6-star rating 27% versus 72% 5-star. And the other one we want to look at is artifact rarity, 6.7% legendary, 30% epic, and 63.2 rare. Another thing to note and put in the mental one. Now, this was very different after the first 100 and some runs. You see there's 20 accuracy, 19 speed, 19 lifesteal, and that's an obvious far cry from the 39 stalwart, 34 avenging. 26 toxic and freeze are a little bit closer, but after the first runs, that number was even crazier. I think Stalwart was over 20% of my total drops, which, even though I've got more runs and it's starting to even out a little bit, it is quite clear that accuracy, speed, and lifesteal are dropping at a lower rate than Stalwart and Avenging. You could make the argument under Destroy, Toxic, Freeze, and Daze that is within an error margin, but definitely at 17.3 and 15%, there is no margin of error there. So there's that data. You can link that, like I said, there's a link in the description down below. You can take a look at that. You can save it for yourself if you want to use this. My suggestion, as I state in my Dragon 20 Spider 20 run, this is Chosen's idea. I am merely stealing it and then fleshing it out under the different levels of Dragon, so that you have a better idea of what it means to progress through the Dragon, not just at the end game Dragon 20. So Dragon 19 we're going to show next here. And you're going to see some similarities, and you're going to see some moments. Probably nothing overly surprising, but let's just take a look at it here. This is Dragon 19, and here are the numbers. The first thing I'll tell you right now is obviously 4-star. We introduced 4-star at 19. That is the last level where 4 stars are prevalent and at all drop. Once you get to 20, you remove 4-star, and that is why you will always want to do Dragon 20. However, maybe you don't have the team to do it, so is Dragon 19 worth it? Well, I'll tell you that 23.6 is approximately stolen equally among 6-star and 5-star, but what I will say is likely it's about 10% of 6-star lower and about 15% of 5-star lower, and that makes the total 4-star at 23.6 versus 58.2 and 18.2. I will not run any more Dragon 19 runs to add to this data, but it is a pretty good indication of what we're going to look at. The other thing you notice, there's about a $10,000 difference in the average sale of the items I sold, and that's because the 4-star items that I sold, 26 of the items were 4-star. I sold them all without even looking at what they were. If they were 4-star, they were pure gold, they were silver to me, and that's why you see that drop in the average sale rating. The other thing, which is an interesting side note, first of all, 2 ancients dropped, and secondly, I actually kept 38 pieces out of the 110 runs. On the Dragon 20, I kept 38 out of 226 runs. So obviously that's just a random piece. It just so happened that the pieces I needed were dropping a little bit more. I will say in the last run, I did receive more of the 6-star I kept. In this one, there's more of the 5-star that I kept, but I do need some more, especially the defense stuff. I got 9 total defensive items that I'm keeping. Defensive boots is what I'm starting to try to turn my Nightmare Clan Boss team in, so that when my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss eventually gets nerfed, being an unkillable comp, that I will have my Nightmare automatically ready to be promoted. But I need more defense while still maintaining that 191 and up speed. So that's becoming a bit of a challenge, but hopefully with this gear I'll be able to start putting that together just in time for the nerf whenever it may come. The other thing you'll notice is I'm still, although it's a lot more normalized, definitely as you see, the accuracy, speed, and lifesteal are still in that 8% range, whereas the Stalwart and Avenging are higher. Now, Daze, which oddly enough was in the 8% with the Dragon 20, was at 14% here, so that is an anomaly that I think would probably normalize to the lower end, just based on what I've seen here and based on what I've seen in Chosen's video, where he does an amazing job at mapping out the drop. So there it is. That's in a nutshell. Again, this will be the link in the description below. I do ask that if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and invite your friends to take a look at this. I will be doing a Dragon 16 run, and let's see what we got here. Where we look, oh, another flat. So that's a hard sell. So when we go here, obviously we're gonna look at this, and at the end point here, the point to make is that if you can't farm Dragon 20, definitely farm Dragon 19. As you can see, I was still able to keep a large portion of the pieces, even though those 4-stars are coming in. So it wasn't as silver efficient as Dragon 20, but it seems as if total efficiency, the number of legendaries was virtually identical, right? It's 8.2 versus actually lower Dragon over the Dragon 20. I had a 6.7. Epics 25% versus 30, and rares at 63% 7% on 19s versus 63 in 20. But I have a feeling that over time, I think those would normalize at a little bit around 8% for legendary. Epics would probably drop down about 28%. I feel is more accurate reflection just based on what I've observed so far. Whereas, so Dragon 19 and 20, it seems like the artifact rarity is in that exact same area. Now, we'll be able to further prove this if our Dragon 16s come in the same kind of breakout. Or perhaps that's the difference between 16 energy and 14 energy. Remember, the next one's going to be 16, which is going to be a 14 energy drop. And because we're doing a 2 energy drop, that might be where the difference between the artifact rarity and the star rating. The star rating is obviously going to drop. That's what has already kind of shown its effectiveness. So please stay tuned, subscribe, notify, ring that bell, and share this with amongst your friends. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions, concerns, needs, wants, or requests. Please stay tuned for Dragon 16 and Dragon 13 and then my overall thoughts about the Dragon dungeon. I will be doing this for Spider after I'm done Dragon. I hope to have Dragon done this weekend or possibly Sunday. I'm a Seahawks fan, so Sunday is kind of got something else going on. But I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, so hopefully I'll be able to put something together in those days, get that 16 done, and get this whole series posted. And then I'll start on my Spider, which I will be doing the same thing. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, most importantly, be good to each other and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, and have a good night.